Hit it.
Aloha snack bar, everyone. It's the one, the only Senor Silverback. And we are back on another edition of Mornings with V and CJ, with the main man who is the denizen of the deep, the uncanny one of the airways, my man, the right-hand man, the one and only CJ. CJ, what's up, buddy? I'm going on a tangent here, bro. Like a broken record. I was about to get stuck. Take another sip of my bulletproof coffee here.
It's all good. It's all good, bro. Good morning to you.
Good morning, and everyone, check us out on Twitter at the Rogue Money. Check out the website roguemoney.net. There will be a new article up today by yours truly, and I'll also be posting an article by Harley Schlanger. Harley is speaking right now in the European Union Parliament, so we wish him awesome luck. Sending out our prayers. He's going to be talking about what's going on in the U.S. He's going to be talking about nationalistic movements to these Euro pansies who are absolutely clueless. And also, guys, check us out on the Rogue Money Facebook and subscribe to this channel because this afternoon, Bix is going to be coming on. We're going to be coming on for Hump Day, and he's going to be detailing a lot of things, a lot of the new breaking news. So to get alerted for that, go ahead, hit subscribe, and hit that little bell. YouTube wants you to hit that little bell symbol alerts you to when the new show comes on. Okay, so check that out. And guys, if you have an Apple or an Android device, download the podcast. Okay, just type in Rogue Money, boom, we will appear. Like an Android, I love Pocket Cast. I don't get paid a penny to say that, but I like Pocket Cast, a great app, and of course on Apple devices as well. And if you're having if you have an Apple device again, check out Rogue Money on the Apple News section. Just type in Rogue Money, and boom, we are in Apple News. Isn't that freaking awesome? It's great. If you guys know also someone who is suffering from debt, needs credit help, needs relief, needs to have the reset button smashed on their life, and to be set free from debt collectors, bill collectors, bankruptcies, foreclosures, judgments, liens, whatever the heck is bothering the heck out of them and destroying their financial ability to move forward, contact my boys over at myfreedomnow.us, myfreedomnow.us, and you can book a call with yours truly. So go ahead and do that. All right, with that being said, CJ, what's crack-a-lacking, bro?
Hey, last night was the big Supreme Court nomination, so it was pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Checking out a lot of different sources and everything, and don't see a whole lot of negative things being said. Libertarians, constitutionalists, all coming together in support of Neil Gorsuch. So yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about Gorsuch, man. I mean, well, how come is the left losing their crap again? Are they losing it, CJ?
Well, they're going to dig. That, V. They're going to start digging, looking around, see what his thoughts are on a lot of different things. From what I've been able to gather, I looked at, pretty much an unscathed resume in terms of his education, his tenure. He has family that was, heavily involved in politics as well. So you're talking about, a graduate from Columbia, master at Harvard, and then a doctorate at Oxford. So this guy has the credentials, and then the last several years he has sat on the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals in Colorado. Yeah, so I think in terms of replacing Scalia, I think by far, I think this was a great call by Trump.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I'm happy to see that because, whoever he picks as Supreme Court judge is going to tilt the favors here. And we need to have the favors tilted towards us. The only way to ensure that the republic survives for the next God knows how many decades. But it's very important. Keep the longevity going. And it's also important with the swamp draining that's going on. I mean, is that right, CJ?
Oh yeah, it's time to drain the swamp, absolutely, and it's going to continue. V, I think that we're coming to a head here real quick in terms of immigration, what it amounts to as far as trying to get people off of welfare into work, V.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Speaking of welfare, look, it's an open secret. No, everybody kind of pussyfoots around it. But in the new America, on January 20th, America got its balls back. So now we're kind of bold. We got our swagger back. So we got no problems talking about this anymore. At least most Americans don't anyway. We all know that a great deal of illegals come here. And a great deal of illegals will get a job paying 10, 15, even 17, 18 bucks an hour, but they're taking a ridiculous amount in welfare. With that being said, I heard through the grapevine that the swamp draining in that department has begun as well, CJ. I mean, what's going on over there, man? It seems like the axe is being put to the roots.
Well, yeah, just in thinking in terms of some of the literature and some of the things our State Department has done, they've actually have, made literature and sent it to Mexico and their immigration office talking about, come to the United States, get free health care, get free welfare. They almost created a vacuum of, if you will, of the illegals coming to the United States for these things. And I think, V, when you really look at it in terms of the sanctuary cities, the voting process, I think this was just kind of almost a way of ensuring that they would stay in power. And if you look at their fight against, voter IDs and so forth, it makes perfect sense of why they were trying to bring so many people that would align around their big belief in big government and the plantation of government welfare.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and when Trump does this, he's doing exactly what Bill Clinton and guys like Ron Paul suggest. I mean, remember Bill Clinton in the 90s? He said this, we're a nation of immigrants, but we're also a nation of laws. Our nation's rightly distributed by large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. Illegal immigrants take jobs from citizens and legal immigrants, and they impose burdens on taxpayers. That is why we're doubling down the number of border guards, deporting more illegal immigrants than ever before, and cracking down on illegal hiring, barring benefits to illegal aliens. But we will do more to speed the deportation of illegal immigrants, arrest for crimes. It's wrong and untimely, self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse in our immigration laws that has occurred the last few years, and we must do more to stop it. That's what Slick Willie said in the 90s, man. He sounds like Trump today. See, when Slick Willie does it, and when a Democrat does it, no problem. But as soon as somebody who's viewed as far right, when he's really not, does it, all of a sudden, oh my God! I mean, the leftists are out in the street protesting. Now they're going to talk about human rights. They're going to talk about constitutional. I mean, think about this. There were lawyers arguing these foolish refugees who were trying to come into the city that were caught up, okay, by this ban, this travel ban, and these individuals, and these lawyers are saying, oh, this is a violation of Fifth Amendment rights. I mean, and the news idiots will run with it. Fifth Amendment rights are for U.S. citizens. Sorry.
Exactly.
And Ron Paul is right, man. He says, remove the welfare magnet that attracts so many across the border illegally, and stop the 25-year U.S. war in the Middle East, and end the drug war that incentivizes smugglers to cross the border. Then you right there, you do that. You've created an invisible wall to go with a physical wall. The 1-2 punch. You do those two things. Trump's got to make it clear. You could build a wall, but you got to get rid of the drug trade. And the way you get rid of the drug trade, you have to legalize drugs. You have to. So you take away the mystique from it. Again, guys, at one point, every single one of these drugs, cocaine, marijuana, various different types of opiates like heroin, they were legal in this country at some point, and nobody abused it. We need to take the mystique out of it, and on top of that, leave the moonshiners alone, man. Right?
Right. And be a little secret that that you may not know in terms of when you actually, I have no problem with government services and welfare. I believe that there's a time that if someone's down on their luck, they may need a hand up, but not a hand out.
Right.
So in particular, one of the amazing things that I found out is that a lot of the social service programs, and this is a fact, that when you enroll for government benefits and enroll for WIC or food stamp programs, they actually enroll you as a voter at that time, and they provide you with the literature and almost coerce you into go ahead and registering as a Democratic voter.
Yep.
And I've seen this firsthand.
Absolutely, 1,000%. And that is the commonality between every single, crime-ridden, every single slummy, run-of-the-mill, low-income area has two things in common: Democrats and single mothers. It is what it is, man. Democrats and single mothers. It is what it is, and there's a reason for that, bro. They target people. They target minority groups. They don't know any better. Here, vote Democrat, but I'm an illegal. They vote anyway. I mean, after all, Obama said, if you vote, you're a citizen. What? He's like giving making it okay. I mean, this guy's unreal, man.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it yesterday, V, but one of my favorite parts about the whole day yesterday was the fact that Trump called Chuck Schumer out on his fake crocodile tears. Did you see
Oh
that?
man, I loved that. He said, "Yeah, we also Chuck Schumer. We saw his fake tears. I don't know." He said, "I don't know who his acting coach is, but that's not his real tears. He's not. That's not the man that I know. And if it is, then
No.
there's something different about
And then yesterday, Milo put out a tweet, a post with the Chuck Schumer back when Obama did it with the Iraq, right, during that time period. And Chuck Schumer's up there talking about, yes, we need to put a ban, temporarily for the safety of Americans, and then put that other video right next to it that it was just un-American.
it. Mean-spirited.
It was awesome.
Mean-spirited. Chuck E. Cheese Schumer has no credibility. He has been a lifelong ambulance chaser here in New York. The man is in power because there's such a corrupt voting system here in New York that keeps these morons going. It's beyond me. New York is a weird state. It really is a weird state. That's why you have candidates like, Chuck E. Cheese Schumer. That's why you have candidates like the carpetbagger from Arkansas, Hillary Clinton, could come here and run for Senate and actually win. Scary. And now it's being proposed that Hillary Clinton could run for New York City mayor. That's scary. And then that's also the reason why they could have a nut job like de Blasio, who's come here and undone everything Rudy Giuliani's built up. So unreal, man. Unreal.
Yeah, unreal.
But it is
unreal.
what it is.
Yep. But hey, just in terms of
the state goes through cycles.
Absolutely. Yeah, you better have an exit plan, V, just in case.
Man, I know, man. I don't know what to do, bro. I don't know what to do. The state goes through these cycles. I mean, we're not like California where they're just like, they're like extreme leftists for till death do them part. We go through cycles. We go through like, okay, there'll be a cycle of Democratic rule. The Democrats come in, they ruin the state, and the Republicans voted and they fix the state. Then the Democrats come back and they ruin the state. That's just the way it's been.
Right.
But yeah, man, go ahead.
No, I was just going to talk a little bit around just in terms of the supplies of metals and gold and silver. Just talking about, I know that's been a big concern in terms of what's going to happen in the event that we do see a dollar crash. And there's a recent report out that just goes through and discusses in terms of the global supply of metals. And you constantly hear, you're not constantly, but you do hear in the alt media, the new media, that sometimes that there's a shortage. But there's an updated report that actually talks about the USGS, which is the United States Geological Survey data. And basically what this data, just shows that in fact that the reserves in silver in particular have gone up, V.
Wow. That's huge. And this is a report from SRS Rocco. That is
correct. Yes.
That is credible. Wow.
Yeah, so it just goes on to state that basically, over the time that, estimated the silver reserves back in 2009 was estimated about 270,000. Now, this is looking at this, globally. The U.S. reserves have had a little bit of uptick, but in terms of globally, 570,000 metric tons. And then if you just factor in just global production, in terms of the number of years, estimated, they're saying that anywhere between, we're looking more like a 20-year supply currently, with the largest grower as far as having the amount of growth in their reserves is another place than Chile.
So what they're basically saying is that total metal reserves of what we have remaining global is basically 20 years of silver left in the ground.
That is correct. Yes.
That's huge. And this is, so wait a minute. So this figure is not from Billy and Bobby's Conspiracy Corner. This is from the U.S. Geological Survey.
That is correct. Yes.
Wow, man. Wow. That is, that will make silver more valuable than gold.
Yeah, and interesting enough in this is also talks about zinc. The zinc has the least amount of metal reserves, with an estimated only 15 years of supply.
Good Lord, man, that's incredible.
Yeah, well, again, I think in terms of you talk about the metals in particular. What do you usually talk about? The silver and the gold. So obviously, as far as mining and expedition, by far probably silver and gold is probably outweighs zinc significantly.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the gold that they're putting here, 19 years worth of gold left in the ground, but that's not counting all the hidden stores that we know that's out there that they're not putting up there for to count. So this is very interesting, man. I mean, without a doubt, I mean, silver is a great thing to have. Interesting reports right there, CJ. Huh.
Yeah, it is interesting, because you hear a lot of talk, hey, that the fact that the quantities are low and everything, but if you look at it globally, and especially with silver being so underpriced right now, just the opportunity right now with silver is just huge.
It's massive. It's priced under cost of extraction. It costs a typical mining company about $24.20 to unearth out of the ground. It's being sold for, I don't even know what the price of silver is. I stopped looking at spot prices. Silver's at 1761. Okay, so it's the 1761. It is below cost. That's why most of these mining operations, they're there for tendering care. They're not really doing anything except for industrial extraction. That's about it, man. So again, it doesn't make any sense. You have a silver price fix, you have a gold price fix, and these price fixes have no bearing on actual physical reality whatsoever. That is going to get remedied, especially as all the lawsuits and the and all the drama that comes out of the woodwork with this whole entire Deutsche Bank thing that's gone viral, bro.
Yeah, that's probably going to be kicking off here pretty soon in terms of that lawsuit that'll be brought forth. So it'll be interesting to see exactly what the Justice Department does with that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Speaking of Justice Department, the crypto startup Monero, it seems like the feds are freaking out because of that. It seems like the FBI, Freaky Boys International, is highly worried that criminals might use the private cryptocurrency Monero. If you guys don't know, Monero is another hot cryptocurrency. It's gaining huge ground. They're saying that they might use Monero. And the thing about Monero has like the tightest encryption, the tightest privacy of all the cryptocurrencies is Monero. I think Roger Ver came on one time. He spoke about it. Tone Vase spoke about it. So they're saying that that they are worried that criminals might use Monero. So Monero is becoming on the radar. You guys are totally freaked out, CJ, about cryptocurrency and their lack of control over it, which is great for us, sucks for them.
Well, and that's something hopefully with the new administration that we're going to see. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what they deem, as far as FBI and investigations. But one industry V that I can think of that you looked at that for the big scale of it that's illegal in terms of the federal government is the cannabis industry, right? And we've seen where the banking industry has yet to really establish guidelines for that particular industry. So in essence, if you own a cannabis business and you're using Bitcoin for payments or Monero, they could be deeming that, well, look, they're doing illegal transactions. But by far, if the banking, if we could just get rid of it and allow cannabis and accept it as an industry and the banks to have accounts for them, then easily you could see. But again, I would rather, if you were a cannabis business, why wouldn't you accept Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies?
Exactly. Why wouldn't you accept that? Why wouldn't you accept payment in gold or silver as well? Because my thing is this, I mean, thanks to Obama's Operation Choke Point, that's what's caused the problem, you know? But onwards, man, closing out, bro. We got Syria and Ukraine on the radar. What's going on?
Yeah, just want to give a heads up because I really think that this is a false report. I don't want to say it's a false report, but I think that it could be either just part of
Reuters.
What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Okay. There's reports coming out that the Syrian militias received new support from the U.S. in terms of equipment. This is being reported by Reuters that U.S.-led coalition fighting Islamic State has boosted support for its Syrian allies, supplying armored vehicles for the first time as they prepare for a new phase in the campaign to capture Raqqa. A spokesperson for the military said on Tuesday. So again, is this a rogue part or is this a final, last thing that Obama had coordinated that's coming in? They're trying to kind of paint the narrative that this is something that Trump difficulties believing that. I think that this is probably part of something that had either been someone's undermined efforts to get them this equipment just to finally deliver it and get it off the radar. But they're trying to make this again paint the narrative that, hey, this is something that Trump authorized.
You know what? It's. I mean, we had that phone call with Putin on, on Saturday. I don't exactly know, man. I mean, the U.S. led. I mean, this is they're giving weapons to the Syrian, the U.S.-backed Syrian Democratic Forces. The Democratic Forces are working with the Kurdish YPG. Okay, so this is what I think this could be true, because the Kurdish YPG hates ISIS. They kill ISIS any chance they get. If that's the case, this is way north in Syria, probably near the Turkish-Syrian border. Raqqa is I think north of Aleppo. It is possible. It is possible. They want to capture those routes between the Raqqa and the Deir al-Zor province, which is another IS or Islamic State stronghold. This could be a new offensive, and if they're dealing directly with YPG, then they're actually funding forces for the first time, CJ, that's actually going to kill ISIS. Wow, that's a turnaround.
That'll be a first.
That would be a first, my man. That would be a first. So quickly, man. So Ukraine is back on the rise. I mean, a little more tensions over there.
Just a heads up. Just obviously with the change in administration, looks like there's been a little bit of flare up with Kiev and restarting some of the war drums with Eastern Ukraine.
Yeah, it's Soros again. It's Soros, man. Soros. When you think Ukraine, think Soros, because that's who's the head. He's the head. He's the head of the table over there. Of Ukraine. That article that I'm going to put up is going to detail that. That article is going up today. It's going to call American Maidan. So look for it on roguemoney.net. But yeah, that's Soros, bro.
Awesome.
Yeah, it says over here, wars returned to East Ukraine with heavy fighting in the past few days. Fighting has seen 13 people killed and scores wounded in the past 3 days. Civilians and government held the Avdiivka facing more hardship than usual, which Kiev has been eager to advertise to the world media. Yeah, this is Soros again. Again, lighting the fires. This guy's such a fool. I mean, Putin handed Soros his rear end on a silver platter and kicked him out of the country. Now he's going to do this while Trump's in power. It's the most stupidest thing you could do.
Absolutely.
Your closing comments, man.
Yeah, no. Everyone have a great day. Check out roguemoney.net. I know Deb posted an article. Bankster Slayer posted an article last night, so make sure to check that out. Wolf was posting an great article yesterday as well, so make sure to check those out.
Yeah, absolutely. And my new article, American Maidan, will be going up today. So look for that as well, roguemoney.net. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you'll alerted to the hump day later on today, probably at 1 p.m. when me and Bix goes live. And that's it. Follow us on Twitter at @RogueMoney. And again, check out myfreedomnow.us if you got any debt questions or if you need help with debt relief. Over and we're out. Take it away, CJ.